Card Ladder.
Final segment for today. I'm calling this Hot Pockets in the Hobby. Jackie Robinson is first up. So if you scroll the index of players on Card Ladder, you're going to see a lot of red, which represents that over the last week and over the last month, many players' card values are trending down, but not all of them. This weekend, the 1955 Topps Jackie Robinson PSA 7 set an all-time high when it sold for a touch over $5,200 with Golden Auctions. It's up 42% since March, which is unusual because many cards have come down quite a bit from their early March peak. Contrast that card against, for example, the 1995 Finest Kevin Garnett base without coating, PSA 10, which is down 72% since early March, or the 1988 Topps Bo Jackson PSA 10, which is down 33% over the last 3 months. You can see why it is worth paying attention to cards like the 55 Topps Jackie Robinson, which are bucking the trend. Now, looking at Jackie's player index, I can see that Card Ladder currently tracks 46 Jackie Robinson cards for an aggregate market cap of $131 million. To put that into perspective, Card Ladder tracks 194 Kevin Durant cards, but their market cap is only $82 million. Jackie Robinson has less than 25% of the amount of cards that Kevin Durant does in the Card Ladder database, but Jackie Robinson's cards have a market cap that is substantially higher, so those Robinson cards represent a serious amount of cash. The most valuable one in Card Ladder's database is the 1948 Leaf Jackie Robinson PSA 9, which carries a predicted value of $1.3 million. It last sold publicly for $336,000 in 2018. Josh, why do you think cards like the 55 Topps Jackie Robinson are faring well right now, given that other pockets of the market have been trending down?
Because I think that Jackie Robinson vintage baseball is seen as, and I think it's right, one of the safest things you can do in the hobby. And right now, because people are losing money on stuff, maybe they're selling and just kind of getting out of it, and they're thinking, well, I want to reinvest, but I want to reinvest in things that are safer. You know, I'm not a fan of this losing money concept. I'm not used to this in sports cards. What do I do? And they're like, what's the safest thing possible? And Jackie Robinson, to me, he kind of seems like one of the safest things you could possibly do. It's an older card. He was a great on-field player, but more importantly, he's probably one of the most important single athletes in sports history. If you think about what he did and what it means to the sport and everything that comes along with it, it's about as safe as it gets for an investment or whatever in sports cards. And I think those are some cool looking cards, man. Like Jackie Robinson has really sweet cards, and I'm excited to hear something like that. It's like we hear about the young rookies blowing up in value all the time, but it's kind of cool to go back and see, most players are struggling, but a legend like that, and it's something that's safer, maybe a little bit more quote unquote boring in the investor crypto world or whatever that we're in today. I think it's great.
There's an appetite for boring right now. I think that's why I like that concept. The appetite for the roller coaster ride is diminishing by the day as we all realize that roller coasters have ups and they have downs, but the boring, good old reliable looks very appealing at moments like this.
Especially since roller coasters, eventually you just get to where you started from and the ride ends and the adrenaline wears off.
Wow.